one bottle.
So this is the results of sample number 2 from the trawl, and a lot of plastic stories you can tell here. One is the fishing industry loses nets and rope, and they shred to small fibers. We find these fibers in almost every trawl that I've done around the world. Lots of plastic film. What's interesting is that plastic film does not survive very long in the oceans. This could have been a much larger plastic bag. Because it has such a large surface area to volume ratio, it shreds very quickly. And there are some large products you might be able to recognize. Like here is a small cap that has some lettering on the surface. We can maybe trace this back to the product and then tell the company, say, look, we found your product in the middle of the ocean. Same for this little label. Now these kinds of objects you can recognize are typically found in the near shore environment. Very close to shore, where they've just left the watershed and they're just beginning to make their way out to sea. In the middle of the garbage patch is where you find more of this stuff. These small little microplastic fragments. So if I can grab one here. In the center of the subtropical gyres, you find these small microplastics, and you can't identify which company, which country it came from, so it's hard to solve the problem. When you find this, in contrast, you kind of have an idea where it came from. Ocean plastic pollution is a serious global problem. We estimate there are 270,000 tons of plastics floating in the world's oceans, broken down into over 5 trillion particles. Many microplastic particles are spread across the ocean gyres. When they're very small, we know they cycle through entire marine ecosystems. They toxify the oceans, and they toxify the base of the food web, and that includes you and I. How do we solve this problem? Well, the myth of islands of trash led many people to think we could just go to the ocean and get the trash and bring it back and recycle it back on land. That also is a myth. Those schemes are better used upstream. If we're going to solve this problem, we don't start in the oceans. We start on land where the trash begins. And there are 3 areas we can focus. One is the individual, the one responsible for litter, for leaving that trash on the bench or throwing it on the ground. Second is your community, your government. And the responsibility there is for better waste management, to deal with waste, to recover it from the garbage cans, from the beach, from rivers and streams and streets. But third, and perhaps most important, are the plastics industry, the manufacturers and producers of plastic products. They must make smarter products, products that are truly recyclable and recoverable. And if not, then use something else besides plastic. And once again, 3 areas of responsibility. The individual not to litter, your community and government to have better waste management, and 3 are smarter products. And those will go a long way to solving this problem in the long term.